1 on TNT 2, Lee versus Nasuyukin. 4 MMA fights on the entire fight card. Obviously, the main event, Christian Lee and Timofey Nasuyukin for the 1 welterweight belt. It is a 5-round main event right there. Honestly, not going to be trying to pronounce this guy's name. It's a very, very long name. I've tried to pronounce it so many different times. But he is going to be fighting Yoshiki Nakahara in an amazing kickboxing and Muay Thai type of boxing type of fight. Both fighters have a really, really good power in their hands and really, really good striking skills. Kyo Sung Kim and Shua Wang both have very, very good striking and have more than half their wins coming by finish by KO TKO in the first and second round. So that fight, most likely, even though it is in the bantamweight division, is going to be a finish in the first or second round. 6 foot tall and 5 foot 4 inches tall. That is just absolutely insane. We have Mitchell Chamal, who is an amazing grappler and wrestler with 7 submission wins out of his 7 professional MMA wins, and then 2 losses, I believe both by decision. Shuya Kamikubo has a really good takedown defense, really good submission defense, and very, very good striking. So that fight is going to be very, very interesting. But for MMA fights in the entire fight card, there was supposed to be Martin Yugen and Jaewon Kim, which would have been an amazing lightweight fight. But now we have 4 fights that are MMA fights on 1 on TNT 2. But we're going to get started with the first fight on the fight card, Mitchell Chamal and Shuya Kamikubo. This fight is a featherweight fight. As I said before, Mitchell Chamal, amazing grappling, very, very good submission skills, 3-inch height advantage, and is a much older fighter than Shuya Kamikubo at 36 years old, 7 wins and 2 losses. Every single win coming by submission, first round guillotine, second round submission, first round submission, second round triangle, and then both of these wins coming by submission right here. 7 submission wins, and then his only 2 losses to Brian Eckstein and Gyan Heda, both by unanimous decision. This is a very, very good grappler, but when you put Mitchell Chamal against a guy that has some pretty decent grappling skills, a very good takedown defense, and very, very good striking, just like his only 2 professional losses, that is the main way you're gonna beat a guy like him, because if he gets you down, more likely than not, he's gonna keep you there and win the fight by submission. But if you get a guy such as Shuya Kamikubo, who has really, really good takedown defense and really, really good submission defense, I mean, that is the kryptonite for Mitchell Chamal, because if he cannot get you down, his striking isn't really too good. He's not really a fast striker, like someone like Shuya Kamikubo, who has some pretty good power in his hands and has a really, really good kickboxing skills. So 3 decision wins in a row, a second round knockout win. And honestly, right now he's on like a 5 or 6 and even a 7 fight win streak. About to fight Mitchell Chamal. In a really, really good featherweight fight right here. He has 3 knockout wins, 1 submission win, and 7 decision wins. Amazing striking, amazing submission defense, and amazing wrestling defense. He also has some pretty good wrestling of his own. So even if Mitchell Chamal can get him down, he is a very, very strong fighter for the featherweight division, and can get right back on top of Mitchell Chamal and make it more of a wrestling fight, get back up on the feet and make it more of a striking fight. And that is the main way I see Shuya Kamikubo winning the fight, kind of just making it very, very even on the ground, and then every now and then making the fight go back up on the feet where he is going to have the advantage. Mitchell Chamal is not going to be able to handle the striking from Shuya Kamikubo, and there is a chance we see a KO TKO from Shuya Kamikubo in the fight. There is also a chance we see Mitchell Chamal get him down and get a submission in the first or second round. Both have very, very likely possibilities for the fight, but overall, I think Shuya Kamikubo is gonna keep the fight on the feet, defend most of the takedowns from Mitchell Chamal. I mean, most of the submissions from Mitchell Chamal in the fight, keep the fight on the feet, and obviously he has better striking, better kickboxing, better Muay Thai, everything like that. So I think overall he's gonna win the fight by 30-27 unanimous decision, possibly get a KO TKO in the first or second round. But that is a really, really good striker slash wrestler versus an amazing grappler. In the first fight of the night. After that, man, this is a really interesting fight. I mean, come on. Kyo Sung Kim is literally 6 foot tall in the bantamweight division, 28 and a half years old, 10 wins and 4 losses. Shou Wang, 11 wins, 4 losses on a 4-fight win streak. Very, very good striking and very, very good striking. Both guys have more than half their wins coming by KO TKO in the first or second round. He is 26 and a half years old, much smaller fighter than Kyo Sung Kim is, but he is a much more powerful fighter and a much faster fighter in the striking game than Kyo Sung Kim is, because he is a much taller fighter. He has a very good jab. That is the one thing I might give to Kyo Sung Kim in the striking game, is that jab. He's a really, really fast snapping jab, but other than that, he doesn't really defend himself that well. Most of his losses are coming to smaller fighters with a really powerful right hand. And if you guys know who Shou Wang is, he does have a very powerful right hand. 11 wins and 4 losses, 5 KO TKO wins, 1 submission win and 5 decision wins. In the last couple of years, since 2018, on a 4-fight win streak, decision win, first round armbar submission win, a decision win, and then a second round KO TKO win. Both fighters have a lot of power in their hands. A lot of people are saying this fight is going to be a KO TKO. In my opinion, I think the fight is going to go all the way. Kyo Sung Kim has very good striking. But I think he's only been knocked out like once in his career in his last fight to Wamayatsu in his last fight back in 2020, back in November of 2020. That is his only time that he's been knocked out in his professional MMA career. So I think overall the fight is going to go all the way. One of these two guys is going to do really good in the striking game. I think it's going to be a 29-28. It's going to be a very close fight in the striking game, considering the reach and height advantage that Kyo Sung Kim is going to have in the fight. He might land a little bit more shots just pertaining to that reach and height advantage. Landing a lot more jabs than Shou Wang is gonna land in the fight. But Shou Wang has a very powerful right hand. And if he can get inside of the guard of Kyo Sung Kim, then land a big right hand, I think he's gonna stun Kyo Sung Kim a lot of times in the fight, knock him down at least once or twice in the fight. Get him down, land a lot of good ground pound shots. And maybe he does what Impa Kazang and I did in his last fight inside the UFC and makes this more of a wrestling fight, because we know Shou Wang has some pretty good wrestling skills and some pretty good submission skills as well. So I honestly think the striking in this fight is going to be very even. Considering the height advantage and the reach advantage for Kyo Sung Kim, and the power advantage and the speed advantage for Shou Wang in the fight. But considering that Shou Wang is going to have the grappling and the wrestling advantage in the fight, I think overall that is going to be the one edge that gives Shou Wang the win in the fight. I think overall it's going to be a very close fight. That can go either way. I think it's going to be a 29-28 win for one of these two guys in the fight. But overall, because he does have the speed advantage in the striking game, he does have the power advantage in the striking game, has better wrestling, has better grappling, all the things like that. I'm going to be going with Shou Wang to win the fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. After that, as I said at the beginning of the video, I really do not know how to pronounce this guy's name. I'm going to try one at a time right now. This is a lightweight fight. We have Shinya Chagutsuga and Sotsuzeg versus Yoshiki Nakahara. I don't know if I got that name correctly right there, but that is his name right there. And this fight is a lightweight fight. 6 wins, 2 losses, and 14 wins and 5 losses. Pretty similar heights and pretty similar reaches. He is moving down from the lightweight division, he is moving up from the featherweight division to the lightweight division, which means there might be a little bit of a size advantage for Sotsuzeg in the fight. But Yoshiki Nakahara, the man is an amazing striker. You look at his last couple of fights, that man is an absolute beast. 7 KO TKO wins, 6 decision wins, and 2 submission wins. A knockout win in his last fight, a third round knockout win, a first round knockout win, a decision win, 1 loss in his last couple of fights. He's only lost 1 time since 2015 to Gary Toon. A first round heel hook submission. So I think this fight is going to stay on the feet. One of these two guys is going to get a knockout. So many people are saying this fight is going to be a KO TKO from one of the fighters in the fight. Both fighters have so much power. I believe he has like 4 or 5 knockouts on his record, I'm pretty sure. 4 KO TKOs and 2 decision wins. This fight is staying on the feet. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. This fight is not going to be a grappling or a wrestling or anything like that. Both fighters have a really good striking, are very powerful, have a really good kickboxing, have a really good Muay Thai. It's just going to be an amazing striking fight in this fight right here. It's very interesting because Yoshiki Nakahara has a little bit of an experience advantage, has a lot more finishes on his record, 14 wins, 5 losses. This is his 20th professional MMA fight against Sotsuzeg in the fight, so I think the experience is gonna play a humongous factor for Nakahara in the fight. It's gonna be an amazing striking fight. I think the fight is gonna end in the second round of the fight. I think Yoshiki Nakahara is gonna catch him with a big right hand, knock him down, follow him up with a lot of ground and pound shots, and TKO him in the second or third round. That is my prediction for this lightweight fight. Yoshiki Nakahara by KO TKO in the second or third round. So far, I have Yoshiki Nakahara winning his fight, I have Shou Wang winning his fight, and then I have Mitchell Schmal losing his fight to Shuya Kamikubo. And those are my 3 first predictions for 1 on TNT 2. And then we go to the main event. We were supposed to have a co-main event with Martin Yugen and Jao Won Kim, but now we are going on to the main event. Christian Lee and Timofey Nashiyukin. This fight is for the 1 welterweight belt in a 5-round main event. all I really have to say is KO, TKO, first, second, or third round. One of these two guys is gonna go unconscious due to a big right hand. Both guys have so much power in their hands. 85% saying Lee's gonna win the fight by KO, TKO. 15% going for Natsuyuki winning the fight by KO, TKO. Literally everyone seeing this fight is saying the fight is gonna end by KO, TKO. And one thing that I really look at in the fight is the height and reach and even the age of Christian Lee. He's only 22 and a half years old. A much taller fighter, a much longer reach, a much more powerful fighter, honestly a better striker. I'm not really sure about the wrestling and the grappling. It's probably pretty even in the wrestling and grappling game, but overall this fight is gonna stay on the feet. Christian Lee, an absolute beast, the 80th best welterweight fighter in the world, first knockout win over Larry Lopez, a decision win, a second round knockout win over Shinya Aoki, a first round TKO win, a first round TKO win. Every single one of his wins coming by KO, TKO, or submission, except for one fight right here in his his second last fight, right here in 2019. Every other fight has to end by KO, TKO, or submission. That is absolutely insane. His only two losses, because one of the losses was from an illegal suplex. His only real two losses to Martin Eugen, a former one lightweight champion, by split decision and guillotine choke submission. Other than that, he's been completely flawless, fighting inside of one championship, literally his whole entire career, achieving an amazing record of 14 wins and 3 losses, an amazing striker, really, really good submission skills from the bottom, the height advantage, the reach advantage, the age advantage, everything is looking for me to go towards Christian Lee to win the fight. Timofey Natsuyuki, 14 wins and 4 losses. Also a very, very legit fighter in the welterweight division. A lot of finishes on his record as well. 7 KO TKO wins, 4 submission wins, and 3 decision wins. Has pretty much the same amount of experience that Christian Lee does. But he's a much older fighter, much smaller fighter than Christian Lee, much shorter reach than Christian Lee is gonna have in the fight. I think all those things are gonna play a humongous factor in the fight. I think this fight is gonna stay on the feet, with the height advantage, with the reach advantage, with the age advantage, all of those type of things. I'm considering this fight is a 5-round fight. I don't know if that is an advantage for Timothy Natsuyuki, because he does have some really, really good cardio. But Christian Lee, just so powerful, so young in his career, 22 and a half years old. Already a one welterweight champion. That is absolutely insane. But I am going to be going with Christian Lee to win the fight by TKO in the second or third round. This fight is going to be an amazing main event. I don't know if Christian Lee is ever going to leave One Championship, because he's been doing really, really good inside of One Championship. I don't know if he's going to go on to the UFC, if he's going to go on to Bellator, or if he's going to stay inside of One Championship and just clear out the welterweight division and maybe go down to the lightweight division in the future. But who knows what's going to happen with Christian Lee. But I do have him winning the fight by second or third round TKO in the fight. I have Yoshiki Nakahara winning his fight. I have Kyosun Kim losing his fight to Shou Wang, and then I have Shuya Kamikubo winning his fight. A lot of really good fights on TNT 2. Let me know your prediction for one on TNT 2 in the comment section below. A really, really good fight card. A lot of finishes could possibly happen on the fight card right here.